monsters wear a human face. No gavel, no badge, no throne, no crown can stop Lord Chippy from burning them down. Justice ain't fast, justice ain't clean. It's a long, sharp road through the in-between. So raise your fists and light your flames. Chippy's coming and he don't play games.
Well, we've got a quartet of just the douchiest behavior I have ever seen. A Michigan, now I cannot play this video. YouTube does not like the violence on independent news channels, but you guys can look this up. It's actually extremely horrifying. I'm not a big sports person, but I know this isn't legal. A Michigan junior varsity high school player is out for the season after a horrific moment took place this week, with a rival fracturing the spine of his opponent in a senseless attack. Now, the shocking video occurred during the third quarter of a game between Lakeshore and Kalamazoo Central, when a 15-year-old defender for the Lancers got tangled with an opponent. Now, after the play went away from the individual matchup between the two, with the 15-year-old laying prone on the ground, the offensive lineman from Kalamazoo Central leaves his feet and lands his full body weight on his rival. Now, the boy's mother, Courtney Timms, told WSBT that her son, identified as Colton in Facebook comments, is out for the season with his spine fractured in 2 places. Mims expects her son to make a full recovery, but it is unknown if the injury will force the teenager to stop playing football forever. Any discipline to the Kalamazoo Central player, both in the game or afterward, are unknown. This is definitely not sanctioned. It should actually, be a crime, I think. Now, the tackle resembles a frog splash perfected by late WWE legend Eddie Guerrero, or the after the whistle barbaric moves as a part of a NFL Blitz video game series. These boys are high school boys. They're both 15 years old. The game means a lot to them. It's their whole life right now. They're here from, before I go to work in the morning till after dinner, putting in the work, and for somebody to try to take that from somebody doing so much is awful for me to see, Mims told this news station. Now, the Michigan High School Athletic Association did not punish that student, leaving it up to the 2 districts to discuss a resolution. Mims later revealed that Colton is on muscle relaxers after leaving the hospital. Now, the team's varsity matchup on Friday went on as scheduled, with the Lancers winning 26-7. A Facebook post about the victory was dedicating the win to Colton, but for this to not be punished just means that he's going to go further the next time. This is rewarding terrible behavior. I'm not saying that we should wreck this child's life. He's 15. But right is right and wrong is wrong, and there has to be consequences. There have to be. I don't know what has gotten into people. I mean, beyond this, a hammered 22-year-old drove 8 blocks with a woman's body on the windshield of his Nissan Altima after mowing her down and killing her as she rode an e-bike. Now, speaking as someone who does not like the e-bikes, but always drives sober, I don't like them because I swear to goodness, those e-bikes, some of those people do not pay attention. I am driving a giant, breeder mobile that is bright red. It is a Ford Transit van. I'm going to need you to pay attention because I will stop if you pull out in front of me, but I'm a big, giant, damn red van, so I might not stop in time. Could you please pay attention and put your blunt down? I mean, this is only for the San Francisco of Indiana, Bloomington. That's normally where I see the e-bikes, but I hate them. But no one deserves this. Don't drive drunk. It is the dumbest crime. It is never the drunk driver that gets hurt. It is always some innocent person, and I'm about done with it. It is a Florida man, though. Are we shocked? A drunk Florida man allegedly mowed down a woman who was riding an e-bike, then drove approximately 8 blocks with her on his windshield before she was dislodged and left for dead. Now, Xavier Rugby, 22, is charged with leaving the scene of a crash involving death, vehicular homicide, leaving the scene, and DUI manslaughter for the Saturday night slaying of St. Petersburg resident Kirsten Aline Herman Strang, 38, according to Pinellas County Sheriff's Office press release. Now, Strang was traveling on the 49th Street South in Gulfport when she was struck by Rugby around 10 p.m. Unfortunately, she passed away of injuries at the scene. Again, she was struck at a high rate of speed, and investigators say that, when he struck her, it actually caused her to be on the windshield for approximately 8 blocks. Now, instead of stopping, he allegedly sped away from the scene without calling 911 or waiting for any first responders. Rugby showed sign, or now it's Rigby, but it's Rugby up here. Apparently it's Rigby. Rigby showed signs of impairments and refused to cooperate with field sobriety test, a press release says. Now, he was arrested and transported to the county jail where he remained. Definitely hope he doesn't get any bail and he just stays in there for the safety of others. If you cannot, call an Uber. It is the easiest thing. You don't even have to get a taxi. You can now have an Uber. I am sorry. I do not get DUI anything. I don't. Now, this one I almost put in final form Jesus, but it is more true crime. A man took his wife's life with a metal pipe in front of their baby because she had been performing voodoo on him for several years and he was fed up with it. Not a headline I thought I would ever read. Can you have self-defense from voodoo? Interesting legal thought. And again, a Florida case. Are we shocked? A Florida judge convicted a 33-year-old man of taking the life of his wife with a metal pipe because she committed voodoo on him for several years and he was fed up with it. Samjo Hemmons was convicted Thursday of second-degree murder in the death of his wife, Catherine, 33, in Jacksonville. The Office of the State Attorney for the 4th Judicial Circuit said in a press release. Now, the Jackson Sheriff's Office responded May 20th, 2021, at the apartment off of Old Kings Road to the report of a person that had passed away. When they arrived, they found the victim dead on the floor with severe trauma to her head. Now, the suspect remained on scene and deputies took him into custody. Post Miranda, he said his wife and the baby had arrived at the apartment about 45 minutes before he took her life. When she began to walk toward the bedroom, Samjo grabbed a metal pipe and hit her in the back of the head, prosecutors said. The two began to wrestle for control of the pipe before he took it back. Now, he said, quote, he said the two were not in any sort of argument, but he committed the crime after several years of her having performed voodoo on him, end quote. Now, he will be sentenced at a later date. He does face up to life in prison. Now, according to her obituary, Catherine previously worked as an assistant athletic trainer at Austin Bay State University in Tennessee. Kathy was an avid sports fan. Her favorite football team was the Philadelphia Eagles, the obituary said. Kathy was a natural creator who enjoyed researching creative ideas on Pinterest and providing special sentimental gifts and portraits for families and friends. She was always making and creating something with her God-given talent. Like dolls with pins in them? What proof does he have that she was doing voodoo? I am confused. I feel like this needed to have some facts and evidence on the voodoo claim. Well, I mean, this does seem like something that would happen round about my parts, to be honest. I want him gone. A wife ordered her husband to torture and unalive the man who allegedly assaulted her before the couple burned the body, leaving nothing but bone fragments and teeth. Now, are any of these the woman? Oh, okay. I believe this is the woman. Penny Larson. Okay. A Missouri man allegedly bragged to his prison cellmate. Why are we bragging about our crimes in prison to other criminals who are incentivized to narc you out? Let's play this. Let's logic this out, criminals. Telling his, best friend, inmate, roommate that he had, quote, tortured a man who he thought had SA'd his wife, then, left him in a burn pile after his spouse egged him on. I want him gone, Penny Larson, 40, allegedly told her husband James Larson, 41, before he took the life of Dustin Carver in Delaware County, Oklahoma, at their trailer in 2014, according to an arrest affidavit filed last week ahead of the couple's booking on murder charges. I want him dealt with, Penny Larson allegedly said. A friend of the couple's was staying with them at the time and overheard them talking about what to do with Carver, who had denied the SA allegation after they confronted him about the alleged SA. Now, the pal told police he was getting ready to take his mother to work, and Carver was very much alive when he left that day around 4:30 a.m. When the friend returned 3 hours later, James Larson was sitting on the front porch smoking a cigarette, and Penny Larson was inside the kitchen cleaning up a large amount of blood from the floor. Yeah, that's not incriminating at all. However, is the friend also seeking immunity for this? Because I feel like this is a lot of people bragging about something. James told the friend to follow him, that James wanted to show the friend something. They reached a small clearing where the friend observed the body of Carver piled atop a large pile of wood. Now, the friend was able to positively identify the body as Carver because the friend had gone to school with Carver and knew Carver had a tattoo on his right forearm. As the pair walked up on the body, the friend allegedly saw a knife sticking out of Carver's chest on the upper right side, per the affidavit. Now, Carver's personal belongings were allegedly being burned in a burn barrel nearby. James threatened the friend that if the friend told anyone, the friend would suffer the same fate as Carver, the affidavit says. Now, police were called by James Larson's pal, and search warrants were executed at the trailer and property where Carver was allegedly killed. There were numerous bone fragments of human bones, along with teeth located to include a human clavicle bone of a male approximately 18 to 22 years of age. OSBI agents processed the trailer house on the property and discovered several locations of blood with chemical processing. Now, despite that evidence, Delaware County prosecutors did not file charges at the time on account of the remains not being positively identified as Carver. As of this date, the remains have not been successfully identified due to the amount of damage caused to them by the fire. Thinking they had gotten away scot-free, James Larson, who is currently serving a 14-year sentence in Missouri on theft and drug charges, allegedly decided to brag openly about evading charges on what happened to Carver with his cellmate, who came forward in July. James stated the police came to his property to look for Carver's remains. The inmate allegedly told authorities, and James showed the cellmate the missing person listing from Oklahoma for Carver. Now, police say the cellmate knew James Larson personally, as the cellmate was engaged to marry his wife, Penny Larson, before being... Wait a minute. Okay. So you have Penny Larson, you have her current husband, and then the cellmate. And the cellmate was apparently going to wifey Penny before he got put in jail. So current husband took that spot. This woman has two men fighting over her? I have so many questions. Missouri, I'm going to need you to explain this. Now, the two men were previously incarcerated at the same Missouri State Penitentiary for an extended period of time in the same cell, but it was unclear exactly when. During the time incarcerated, the cellmate and James talked about various things. James told the cellmate about a guy James killed in Oklahoma. James said he, assaulted the man, took his life, and put him in a burn pile. Now, Penny Larson was taken into custody last week in Missouri and has been charged with first-degree murder, while James Larson was charged behind bars. Now, the couple was booked in Delaware County per records, and Penny is being held without bond. Yeah, don't run your mouth in the penitentiary. I I don't know what is wrong with people. Well, yeah, so apparently Penny had many suitors, all of them. I'm thinking there's more to this story, and this is a trial I want to watch on the Petty Express. Well, in weird news,